Traditional crypto farming is great, but what if you could earn even more through the power of auto compounding? Well, a platform on the Avalanche blockchain called Snowball does just that. Let's get into it. So this Snowball auto compounding farming is fairly simple, but it's also advanced at the same time. I highly suggest you read through all the docs so you fully understand what you're getting into if you were to go ahead and actually put some money into this. The benefit of Snowball is, in addition to what you earn from the liquidity pool and the auto compound, you actually also earn a little bit of Snowball on top of that. So I'm going to explain this the best I can from my understanding of liquidity pools and farming and staking and how all this works. So essentially there is a pair that you need to provide liquidity for. So for example, this one I dabbled in last night to test before I did this video, AVAX and Penguin Finance. So this is on the Trader Joe DEX platform. So DEXs need liquidity pools, so when people buy and sell stuff, liquidity is there. Now the fees that are paid out are actually paid out to those who provide that liquidity within the pool. So your pool share determines how much you actually get. But if we take a look at this pool on Penguin Finance, you can see the APR is about 18%. Liquidity is about 4 million and the volume is about 800,000. Fees collected in the last 24 hours is $1,900. And Penguin Finance isn't that volatile. There's not a ton of trades going on there compared to some of the more popular pairs. But you can see here the base APR 44%. APY is all the stuff that's compounded upon that, because normally if you go to Trader Joe, see here the APR is 46%, which is roughly the same as the one here on Snowball. So they're actually going to auto farm this for you. Now Snowball does actually take about like 5 to 10% fees themselves for doing the auto compound for you. Obviously you could sit here and harvest this, you know, all day long if you wanted to and manually do it. Now the rewards that you get is Joe on this farm here. So what Snowball actually does is they take that Joe, they sell that, and then they will actually reinvest it right back into Penguin Finance and Wrapped AVAX here in this case, and they buy more of that pair, thus getting you a bigger share of the pool, and that's how you get that higher APY. Of course, each transaction costs gas fees. Well, Snowball will actually pay those gas fees for you, but there are a fair amount of fees. Now on Avalanche, of course, the fees are very minimal, but still, of course, the extra rewards that is the benefit over something like YieldYak, which also is a auto compounder, is that you can get those Snowball tokens. This APR can fluctuate because those who actually stake the X Snowball token can actually vote on which pairs will receive the most APR. So you're going to see here this pair, AVAX Roco. It is earning 682% APR because that is what most people voted for. And then you look at most of the pairs on Pangolin, they have like either 0% or 0.02%, which is obviously pretty trash. So you're just getting the APY, you're not getting any Snowball bonuses on top of that. Halo, we get 140% APY, and the Snowball APR here is almost 4%, which is pretty decent. So to get these liquidity pool tokens when you go to Trader Joe, fees here are a little bit higher than what we saw on Penguin Finance. Now I don't want to go too crazy for Kalo. I have CRA and Craft as my other ones I'm going to be doing, so we're just going to go with 100 Kalo real quick. Now we do actually have to go ahead and approve this. Okay, so that was just approved. Now we can go ahead and refresh the page, and now we can go ahead and press supply. Because our share of the pool here is much smaller, we're not going to be getting as much of the fees. So now we're going to have 6.8 Kalo AVAX pool tokens, which then we can supply onto Snowball. So we're going to confirm that transaction has been submitted, and then once that submits, we can go back to Snowball and deposit that into this pair right here. Okay, so that was just approved. You can see this just popped up right here, so there is a little bit less than what I put in just because of some of the fees. So now going back to Snowball, we can go ahead and deposit what we have. If we do the max here, you do actually have to approve this. Now the downside of this, you have to approve it twice, and then you have to do another 2 gas fees for the deposit, which does kind of suck. Here is what I wrote down. This is what I got going on right now. I put way too much in the Penguin Finance one. I put 1 AVAX there. That was $190 total, and then you can see the rest here. It's now been almost a week since we started this auto compound farming, so we're gonna head to Snowball and see what exactly happened. Keep in mind here, if we take a look at CoinMarketCap, everything kind of dropped. So AVAX is now at $80, and the whole market did tank, so all the assets are a little bit less, so that is going to taint the overall profitability. But you can see the APY has fluctuated a little bit. We did earn 0.43 Snowballs for 23 cents, which isn't much, but I mean, hey, it's something. Snowball did also go down 16 cents in the last week. We have more AVAX than we originally started out with. We started off with 1, now we have 1.253. We did lose some Penguin Finance. However, we did make money, and the reason of this is because of impermanent loss. And I definitely suggest, if you don't understand it, you read through this on the Binance Academy, and also Snowball has a thing in their docs as well that explains it. And the way I'm going to explain it is the balance of the pair needs to be the same. as the value increases or decreases, the value still needs to be the same between the AVAX and, for example, the Penguin Finance. So there's like the ratio, and you will lose a lot over time. However, the way that you actually make money from this is the fees. There's a lot of volume and there's a lot of fees associated with that pair, then you would make more. And also, of course, as the price goes up too, you're going to make some of that as well. It needs to outweigh what loss you would incur. It's a very complex subject, so it can be difficult to wrap your head around it. It certainly is for me. We did actually end up making about $18 because we started off with 190. So the next one is Kalo. We started off with 0.65 AVAX roughly and 100 Kalo. Now we're up to 112 Kalo with 0.602 AVAX. We did lose a little bit of Avalanche there, but we did gain a little bit of that Kalo. That is now worth $100.49, which means we lost $16 on that one. Next up we have Craft, and we got 0.642 AVAX, started off with 0.7, and we are at 19.132 Craft, initially put in 16.19. That was $126, so we did end up losing $19 on that one. We gained a little bit of Craft and lost a little bit of AVAX. Now for the final one, AVAX and CRA with 141% APY, ended up with 105 CRA and 0.579 AVAX. It's fluctuated just from a few minutes ago when I wrote this down, but $30 loss on CRA. CRA has just been tanking, unfortunately, so that hasn't helped out. Look at our totals now. With 3.07 AVAX, we actually made 0.03 AVAX. As far as USD value, we are now at $513 and lost $44.64. This project is perfect for those that want to get into DeFi space, provide some liquidity, and grow with the Avalanche ecosystem, but you are naturally at the risk of the coins going up and down, and also impermanent loss. Watch this video next for another source of crypto passive income.
Run.